The following is a Thorpe TV production, brought to you in cooperation with Jack Thorfinson.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time once again for the SOCS Show, brought to you live from MreHolster's ranch, way up north near the Canadian border. Let's have a big, rowdy round of applause for that exciting YouTube personality. Here he comes direct from the bar, MreHolster! Oh, Jack, you gotta be kidding me. That one's really stretching it. MreHolster is nothing. Oh, MreHolster, hey! Howdy, Parge, yeah, it's me. And Jack. But me, MreHolster. Let's see what Jack got out tonight. Oh my God, Jack. Jose Cuervo Especial. There's nothing especial about Jose Cuervo. Seriously? And a third of the bottle's gone. And look at the size of the bottle. Don't we have any money at all we can scrape together? Haven't we got anything from our ad revenue? I mean, seriously, Jack? Better yet, don't you have any whiskey or something else in your room? Why do you keep buying? And how come you have so many small bottles? Why are all these bottles small? You got them on the plane trips to Miami. Yeah, I know you go to Miami like twice a week. And, you know, by the way, why are you going to Miami twice a week? Seriously. Well, never mind. If you are going to go there again this week, then try to pick up some rye whiskey in a little bottle, okay? Instead of this, okay. I'm sorry. Let's get back on track. We got to have a toast before we start this. Oh, my God. Okay. Well, as Machine Gun Kelly would say, let's pop the top on this one. It smells like cleaning fluid. Seriously, Jack, how long have you had this thing? Okay, well, it's underwhelming, but you can smell the cork if you got the stomach for it. What the heck? I'll put that aside. I'll let you smell right out of the bottle here. Jose Cuervo Excepcional. Yeah, there's been like a couple songs where they've featured Jose Cuervo, isn't it? Jose Cuervo something something, and the girls, and I can't remember that one. And then the one where the girl takes all her clothes off. That one I could see maybe having to stomach this just to get the, well, let's not go there, Jack. You don't need alcohol to get that kind of action. Well, let's pour it in the old ranch shot glass. Yeah. West Texas does. Oh, goody, goody, Jack. It almost fills up the whole shot glass. I couldn't be happier. Yeah, well, let's put that down there for a while. Let everybody out there in YouTube land get sick to their stomach before we do. Do you want to save this bottle for some reason, Jack? No? Yeah, I was going to suggest chucking it too. Okay, guys. It's against my better judgment. MreHolster only has one drink a day. And you know that joke isn't even worth saying, Jack. Because we only have one drink a day. We have no money. And this doesn't even qualify as a drink. It's a lot of alcohol, but I'd just soon it be isopropyl alcohol. It probably tastes better. Okay, well, okay. You're right. We'll endeavor to persevere. I'll suck it up. It ain't the right way, Jack, but it's the cowboy way. To the sunny slopes of long ago. That tastes like a mixture of mezcal and cleaning fluid. And by cleaning fluid, I don't even mean cleaning fluid. It's more like Top Job or something. Mr. Clean. That stuff's disgusting. In this case, Jack, I'm going to chase it with a beer just to try and keep it down. We'll try and force it down. Oh, I tell you, I woke up this morning. I was just shaking and shivering. That's the last time I fall asleep with my electric toothbrush in my mouth. So I went to my dentist, and you know, most folks see their dentist twice a year. Mr. Holster, he sees his dentist twice in one visit. Yeah. And my dentist, he was surprised. He looked at my mouth, and that was the first time he'd ever seen cork fillings. And Jack, that's the monologue. Considering what you gave me to drink, that's all you're getting out of me tonight. Well, maybe not. With what I drank, you may get more than you want out of me. Whew. Yeah, it leaves a funny aftertaste, doesn't it? I swear, I'm going to have sick dreams tonight about Mr. Clean. It's going to be very disturbing. And if I do, I'm waking you up, buddy. I'm going to come to your room and wake you up and tell you what the nightmare was. And you will have to listen to it. Oh. I'm sorry, pal. That was nice of you to raise your own liquor cabinet. If we ever get any money, I'm going to give you a raise just so you can buy some decent liquor bottles. Maybe something a little bigger, and maybe with something better in it. Okay. I noticed we're Coda Boy 32, and if you're not a subscriber to Coda Boy 32, you should. That was a little John Travolta thing. Well, anyway, I'll put a link up here to his channel. You should really subscribe to him, if nothing else, to laugh at him, because he doesn't even know what a Glock is. It's always good humor. So check it out. Check him out. I'll put a link to his channel there. He steals my material all the time, by the way. So if you like me, you gotta like him. He's kind of the Henny Youngman of YouTubers. So, you all right, Jack? Yeah, I'm sorry. It's been a trying week here at the ranch. Just a roller coaster ride of temperatures. But I think spring has finally settled in. We'll see if it's dry enough tomorrow or Sunday to get in there and work in that shooting range. I'm really getting excited to get in there and finish the shooting range, because, Jack, I didn't tell you this, we may have some revenue off of the shooting range. Yeah, I've rented time on it to this guy that's got a YouTube channel named the Ruger Ranger. Yeah, I know it does sound a little, but that's okay. It's not our place to pass judgment. It's a free world. Whatever his orientation is, he can just go ahead and enjoy it. You don't make fun of... Oh, geez, I shouldn't say that. My mother always said never to comment about Jimmy. Sorry, Mom. At any rate, we're going to get some revenue off of the Ruger Ranger on our range as soon as we get it done. So we got to get the range done so we get some revenue, so at least we can go buy ourselves a decent bottle of rye whiskey. And a bottle of Jack for you. I know you're partial to Jack Daniels. I know, that's why your mother named you Jack. I know. At any rate, yeah, we're going to work on that shooting range if we can this weekend and try to get it kind of squared away. You make progress on the thing and you feel like it's almost done, but then you go back the next day and you start working on a different aspect of it, and it just takes you more hours than you think to work on that, and then you go, it's not going to get done as soon as I thought. But I will say, when it gets done, I think you'll be impressed. I know I'm going to be impressed. Yeah. It's got enough space going across there that backstop is huge enough that it's going to be able to contain even Mr. Holster's misaligned shots. Yeah, well, anyway, I'm getting old. You never know where they're going to go at this point. And that's why I'm looking at a 9mm as being a viable tool at my age, because it gives you more shots. It's not a spray and pray. It's just a pray that you can get the next round off. Oh, yeah. And the horses are doing good, and they're going to be out on grass next week. It's growing that fast, which is, I can remember one year here. Remember that year, Jack? We had that bad winter. I think it was 2014, wasn't it? It was so cold. All winter long, there was not a week that at least 2 days weren't 30 degrees below zero, and I'm not making that up. It was so cold that every post on every fence, this was so upsetting too, every corner post on every fence in the entire ranch got pushed up by 6 inches because it froze almost 6 feet down. Usually it's about 4.5 feet. So yeah, it was a cold winter. And that winter, we didn't get anybody out on pasture, and I remember this clearly, till June 23rd. And I remember that because it was my father's birthday. Yeah. Yeah, it was. But this year, not so. We're going to have them out there within, I don't know, probably on Monday, huh? I think so. The grass is growing. I think it's going to be tall enough. You can't put them out there till you get at least 8 inches of grass. And, of course, I have one area I put them in that I sacrifice. I'd like to get them in early so they kind of give them a little time to start getting it in their system. And they've been on that for a couple weeks now. But hopefully the pasture, the big pasture, will be up there and we can let them get out and run, because it's not fun being cooped up all winter long, is it, Jack? No, it's not. And they're in that area out there. That pen is, what, about an acre or something. They're just cooped up in a little tiny acre. Get them out into the real world, and they can run and kick up their heels, and that'll help a lot. Psychologically, if nothing else. Right, Jack? Kind of like when you had that Ferrari. You know how much fun you had running around with that? You had the T-tops off, and you were just sailing down the road with the wind in your hair, and you told me it felt so good. Remember that? Remember that? You remember when you had that car? Do you remember that? Wasn't that great, huh? Don't you wish you still had it, Jack? Huh? Don't you still wish you had that car? I know, I'm being a jerk. It's because I never even got one for a couple weeks. At least you had one, but you really did a job on the undercarriage on that Ferrari. Holy crap, Jack! Man, that car was not what it was when it showed up. Let me tell you. At any rate, this is what we got tonight. And put that aside because I need this hand. Hate to do it. We've got a gun I borrowed from the Ruger Ranger. Yeah. I borrowed this gun from the Ruger Ranger, and it's a Ruger American bolt-action rifle. And these inexpensive little 22s, this one happens to be a 22 Magnum, are incredibly accurate. Just a fantastic little gun. And it uses that Ruger rotary magazine that the 1022 uses. This one, of course, is a little bit bigger. It's for a 22 Magnum. It holds 9 rounds instead of 10. But just a fantastic workhorse magazine. They really are. And I like it because you got 9 rounds. There's a lot of rounds in that magazine that fits flush. Actually, it's even more than flush. Drops down. Because a bolt-action rifle, I like the concept of having a bigger magazine, or a 223 having the interchangeability with an AR magazine, but still, I don't like having this down there on a rifle like this, because this is the type of rifle. I'll make sure I got the safety on. This is the type of, there's no ammo. This is the type of rifle that very precise. You just take your time and make that nice, perfect shot, and the prairie dog's head just goes like that. Yeah, that's what you want, right? You don't need a lot of shots. You need precision, and this gun gives it to you very, very inexpensively. And when this first came out, what a fantastic gun. It's got an adjustable trigger, and you have to pop the thing out of this And you've got a incredibly nice bedded stock here, so you got a free floating barrel on this thing. You pop it out of there and take the trigger, and it's got a little tiny set screw you can adjust, and you can adjust this trigger from anywhere from 5 pounds if you want a heavier trigger pull down to 3 pounds. And it's just the greatest little gun. And this makes just a fantastic, of course, in the 22 long rifle, the Ruger Ranger has one of those too, and in that's an incredibly great gun to use to train a kid on how to shoot. And this is a nice step up, gives them a little more bang for the buck. But one of the features that was so nice about this gun when it came out is this bolt. And if you'll notice on the back side here, you see that little lever there? You just press on that and the bolt slides right out. Isn't that nice? Easy as can be to clean this gun and to maintain it because of that feature alone. Fantastic, fantastic gun. And of course it has a sight just like the 1022. I'm not going to do very good on this, I don't think. And I really dislike these 1022 sights up here because I hate that little diamond thing. And so you got to take it out and reverse it because that really distracts me. And I find that interesting because these are the little things that maybe it does not distract you, but it distracts Mr. Holster. I look at that sight, and I just soon be all black. That little diamond, I'm looking at the diamond instead of the front sight. You should be looking at the front sight. And this is one of the things, we're going to go off into another area here, but I want to talk about this. On Glocks, you've got that slide plate on the back of the Glocks that you take off to pull out the firing pin. Let me put this aside for a while. Wrong way. You've got that slide plate on the back of the slide of the Glocks. I should have brought one out. I think I've got we got one Glock around here, don't we, Jack? Well, Jack, really, Jack? This is so disinteresting. You're going to turn around and sleep? You can at least sleep with your head towards the camera, can't you? Honest to God, you got to get over this. The gal had decades over you. She was so old. How can you possibly get up? Well, yeah, I know. The money. At any rate, where was I? The slide on the back of a Glocks, they have these nice aluminum ones to replace that plastic with a steel insert. It does have a steel insert inside of it. To replace those with nice solid aluminum ones, and they're putting, this was all the vogue for a while. I don't think it's quite as popular as it was, but they engraved the back plate with little deals. American flag, the little, and I don't know what it is because I'm not a real comic strip fan, but the skull guy, whatever he is. Any rate, yeah, Real Cobra Burnout would know what it is. I'll put a link to his channel in case you haven't checked out the Real Cobra Burnout. I'm sure most of my subs have. Check him out, anyway, because he might have something new and different. He does. He's got some weird stuff on there sometimes because the guy's a little. At any rate, check him out. I'll put a link right there. These cartoon characters, but they're not really cartoon characters. It's more like kind of a sophisticated is not a real good word, but kind of an adult version of Batman and Superman. But I can't think of what it is, a Defender, or I can't think of the Destroyer. No. You know what it is, Jack? Yeah, the skull thing. The skull. It starts with a D. Yeah, I know. You don't. Yeah, that's one reason I respect you, Jack, because you're into stuff like going to Vegas, playing cards, driving a '66 Corvette. I get it, Jack. I know. That's why I love you. You are a man's man. There's no question about it. Sorry I asked the question. I'm sorry. At any rate, so you put these little things in the back of there because it looks cool, which of course, to me, I would never put a skull on the back of a handgun I'd use for concealed carry, because you get into court, you're going to look like it's not going to take a lot of work for a defense attorney who doesn't have his head up his ass to go, boy, this guy was just waiting to kill somebody, wasn't he? Don't you think that's really what's going on? This was all about him being able to kill somebody. You see what I'm saying? That's why that's a real no-no to put on your concealed carry weapon. But at any rate, besides that, you put it on there, you bring it up to sight it in, and you get a sight picture, and I find myself looking at whatever silly thing is on the back of the slide, not the sights. It distracts me, and even if it's a nanosecond, that may be the nanosecond I need to win the fight. That's why I don't like that stuff, and I don't like that little diamond thing. There, I went off my tangent there, and that cost us like, I don't know how much, we're in the 20 minutes of your life will never get back again. So we'll get off that, back to the gun. The Ruger American bolt-action rifle in .22 Magnum. And this is the compact version with an 18-inch barrel. And of course, the front sight is a nice fiber optic sight, which I think is great on a rifle like this. Fantastic for an old guy like me. You can really see that thing. On a handgun, I'm not too sure. You get so much vibration and kickback, those things pop out all the time, and you're replacing them. But in a rifle, yeah, especially this in a .22 Magnum, it won't be a problem at all. It'll stay in there for years, I'm sure. This is the other thing I love about this gun, is it's got that ambidextrous safety. This is where a safety should be in a shotgun or a rifle, says me. Right there, because it doesn't make any difference which way you have to use it. The thumb activates that safety, and that's the reason I've said it numerous times. If you've watched my videos, and if you have, thank you very much. But I like that because of that feature, and that's why I went with the Mossberg when I was given my choice versus the Remington shotgun. Yeah, because that safety just seems to make sense to me, and it makes sense here. And you never know when that might give you that extra nanosecond because it's there instead of using your trigger finger. See what I'm saying? Well, there we go. A fantastic little gun. And I can't wait to get out and shoot it. I'm going to get out and shoot this thing before I give it back to that guy. He shouldn't have given it to me, did he? He won't see it till I'm done with it. And there you have it. There's another SOCS Show. What do you think, Jack? Did I wake you up? Seriously? Oh, buddy. You've been on like 4 dates since you broke up with that gal, and you're still upset about that. That really kills you, losing all that access to all the toys. They're just toys, Jack. There's more important things in life. We're going to talk about those trips to Miami. That's bothering me. One thing before I leave, I want to talk to you about, and that's my giveaway. I'm giving away a $350 gift certificate to Brownells. And all you got to do to get in this contest is, number one, you got to be a subscriber. Yeah. You got to subscribe, because I'm not giving it away till I get to 5,000 subs, and I'm 1,500 subs away. You know, that's depressing. Number two, like this video. And number three, to get in the contest today, all you got to do is tell me what you're thinking right now, comment on this video, and tag it with 350. And you're in my contest. Yeah, there we go. Thanks for tuning in, guys, from Jack. Seriously, Jack? You know, maybe we get the new shooting range done. It gets some juices flowing. You get out there, I'll let you shoot your old match champion. Matter of fact, Jack, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. If we can get our numbers turned around, if we can get ourselves to where we have 5,000 subs before June 1st, I'll give you your match champion back. And on top of that, I know you were really mad when I played with a trigger. I'll buy you a new trigger and put it in there, because, you know, it's not a big deal. I know the Ruger match champion's supposed to have a special balanced hammer on it. It wasn't the trigger, I'm sorry. Yeah, I know. It's not the trigger, buddy. It's the hammer. I ruined the hammer. I'll buy you a new hammer and I can just drop it in because I know it's supposed to be custom fit. And Ruger says they put little shims on there. And I talked about this to the Ruger Ranger, and he just kind of didn't say anything and walked away. At any rate, they're supposed to put little shims on there and balance the hammer so it sits just right in there. And of course, I pulled it out that day. I cut it off, and you were there. You were quite upset, which is why I asked you to come in and watch. I know. I'm sorry. I know. I could be a real jerk sometimes. I know that, buddy. At any rate, we carefully took it out because we didn't want to lose those shims. And of course, there were no shims there. It's just a scam. But it's a nice gun, I will say. It's a beautiful gun, Jack. I love it. I love your gun. It's absolutely fantastic. You should have gotten that gal to buy you one of those before you broke up. Oh, that's right. She broke up with you. That's right. I forgot. Well, it's tequila. That's why I never drink tequila, Jack. I turn into a mean drunk and say nasty things. It's your fault. You brought it out. I only touched my scalp with a little mothworm in there. You never eat them, though. So there you go, guys. There's the SOCS Show. Thanks for watching. If you like my channel, please subscribe. Till next time, go out. From Jack and I, we hope you go out and stay safe.